I know every year there's a team like this. There's a team that starts off horribly, and everyone's like, what the fuck is going on here? And then we realize, let the season be at least halfway through before we judge a team. So, the Texans, they were 0-3. Everyone was like, what the fuck is going on here? They just haven't looked. Deshaun Watson's probably my favorite player in the NFL, and that fucking sucks because I'm a Dolphins fan, and he just completely raped our assholes last night. But you know, he just didn't look crisp. He didn't look. They didn't have the same magic they had a year ago, and it seems there's going to be a trend with this team where they'll start off slow, and then there'll be one game where they'll just completely change the momentum. And last year, I don't know if you remember, it was that run against Cincinnati. Because that was like a 13-6 game or some shit. There was that run against Cincinnati. And then after that game, they went into Foxborough and should have fucking won that game. And then it just kept on going from there. And, the man threw 5 touchdowns last night. And after the 0-3 start, they lost all 3 of those games by, I think, 7, 5, and 3. So it's not like they're getting blown out. And then they won their next 3 by, like, the same amount. So it balances itself out there. But the last 2 games haven't even been close. It's like they completely shut down Jacksonville. Jacksonville couldn't get anything going. And last night, they were throwing wherever the fuck they wanted. Now, it sucks that Will Fuller's out. That actually really fucking sucks. But, every team's going to have to swallow these injuries. Better him than JJ or Deshaun Watson again. So, and another thing, people forget that 2 years ago with Brock Osweiler, they had the best yards defense, I think. They had like a top 2 defense in all categories. Like, can we not forget that J.J. Watt, Whitney Merciless, Devian Clowney are all coming at you. I don't know what happened to Cunningham. I don't know if he's still hurt, but that's a nice fucking draft pick. Obviously, they have the Honey Badger back there, so there's not really any holes on this defense. And it's a pretty fucking stacked defense. Honestly, they might be the best defense in the league the way Jacksonville's been playing lately, so... And the one thing that before the year I was like, man, this is the only thing that I'm skeptical of was the offensive line. But the last 2 games, they have played really, really well. They've played fucking well, and they've been running wherever they want lately. I think they're gonna win the fucking Super Bowl. Like, this is how good this team is, and Watson is the clutchest quarterback I've ever seen. No holes. Even though Will Fuller's out now, you still have great wideouts. You still have an amazing defense. The O-line's not horrible. It was pretty fucking bad last year, but take into account that I don't even know who was playing last year for them. But Watson only played half the games, so that's gotta help. And at the beginning of the year, when they're saying Bill O'Brien should get fired, how ridiculous is that? Like, this man last year completely changed his offense, and it worked to perfection with Deshaun Watson. And this year, I think you're going to see a lot of the same. I think Bill O'Brien's a really good coach. I think people are just dicks, so, yeah. Wouldn't be surprised if we see them in Atlanta in February. So, yeah, that's about it. And also, one thing. That division, if Jacksonville doesn't play well for the rest of the year, it's a lock that they win that division because the Titans suck. They suck. And, like, Indy, I don't know what's going on with them. They can't fucking win. And they went from being 0-3 to having a 2-game lead in the division, so, yeah, I think it's a lock. Also, their schedule, not very hard for the rest of the year. The beginning of the year was the hard part of their schedule, and they're 5-3, so now I think they play like Philly, and that's probably the hardest game. So, yeah, that's about it.